Okay, is this microphone even working? This microphone even working? I don't even know if it's working. Oh, thank goodness no one's watching this. Okay. Is this headphones mic in? Recording devices. This is a microphone. All right. Anyway, so I don't even know if I can be heard on this. I wanted to kind of move over the Right Life podcast over to this actual separate channel because I'm just sort of getting a clear idea of what I want to do with it. And I had an interesting message that I wanted to do with this. So I'm going to do the first half here and then probably just set up the cast and make sure it actually, works out and that things are going in the right way. I wanted to talk today about responsibility though, because this is something that it's been really bothering me. Because I was reading a post on Facebook from someone I know, and they were speaking about how they feel people like steal their power from them. And what it is that they had commented about me in a conversation we'd had. They were just kind of, sharing it on Facebook and kind of doing their shop story. And it was just interesting kind of reading the post, right? Because, they started just talking about all their problems, all this stuff, and then talking about how I had told them that they were in denial and they were, really upset about that. And, they felt like because of what I'd said, even though they chose their feelings and they're aware they choose their feelings, they felt like their power had been robbed from them because, by saying I thought they were a certain way, I made them that way, because if someone tells me I'm a way, someone tells me I'm a Pop-Tart, I become a Pop-Tart. That kind of logic, right? And I was very frustrated actually watching this and reading this because what I've realized, it's tough when you talk about responsibility and the idea of creating your life, right? And I think a lot of people understand that as a general idea, but it's sort of like how there's people who know about calculus, but they don't understand calculus, right? They don't actually know calculus. They just understand that calculus is higher level math, but they don't actually speak calculus. They don't know calculus. They don't understand a derivative. They don't understand what integration is. They don't understand what a tangent line is and how that works with trigonometry and like a cosine graph. Like they don't understand the specifics of how calculus can be used mathematically to, solve on a problem. And I've noticed that a lot of people, they'll look up all these metaphysical things. They'll look up metaphysics. They'll look up all these different capacities and attributes and all these things that they need to know to try and better their life, right? But because they don't even know the basics, like they don't know the basic addition and subtraction of life, right? They don't know the basic of basics. So because they don't understand those basics, obviously when you start explaining these higher level concepts, they're completely lost, right? They understand them maybe as a whole, like they can understand that, oh yeah, derivative helps you understand the rate of change, but they don't understand the mechanics of that or why that's important or how that's relevant, right? They don't actually understand or know that, and they certainly can't implement it. They can't do it because they don't have those basics even mastered. And I've noticed when you talk about things like responsibility, when you talk about things like creating your life and manifesting and all this stuff, you're talking trigonometry with people who don't know, basic pluses and minuses, right? And they're researching it and they're trying to understand trigonometry. They're studying calculus and reading calculus level books when it's like, bro, you can't even do a basic polynomial. Like you don't know algebra, right? You don't know how to find X. So how are you going to be able to do this advanced mathematical problems, right? And when you understand calculus, the solution to their problem is that simple. That's why someone looking from the outside perspective, they can see that, and because they've done the work, or maybe they're just because they're not even in it. But like, I can look and see a problem or their life, and it's like, oh yeah, this is the solution, right? It's just it's raise it to the power, right? Do the derivative, over infinity, whatever. And then I can just plug the numbers in and I can see it. And it's like, yeah, that's a 5-minute problem. But it's a 5-minute problem for me because I understand how to implement the solution, right? And I can see the solution, right? But because they're still, on this addition and subtraction, and they're struggling with that, this just feels like miles and miles away for them. And I recognize that. And so I'm not necessarily angry. I think where my frustration comes is the lack of self-awareness. It's the idea that someone doesn't understand how to add and subtract and then they're going to tell you how to do calculus. I think that's what's really frustrating, because it's like, you're not even managing the most basic of things, right? And then you ask for advice, you seek advice. You asked me specifically, what are your thoughts? What are your solutions? And I didn't even go through and try to tell them the problem, because I saw, okay, this is way beyond their understanding. They have no clue. They're not even coming close to understanding this. So I just gave them resources, and I said, if you read these books, if you look at these resources, you're going to be able to come to a better understanding of how to actually do that. I don't know if any of this is actually going through, right? And that's a little frustrating. The microphone is not bouncing up at all. And I don't even know if it is. I'm just going to cut the stream and see if it worked. But yeah, thanks for anybody who watched.